Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. First and foremost, thank you everyone who joined me today for my Progenity conference call live stream. That was my best live stream ever. We also hit 16,000 subs on the channel, so it has been a pretty mind-blowing day. So I just want to get that out of the way first and foremost. Now, Progenity's earnings were down about 10% in the after hours. It could be worse. It could have pulled an SDC. I was somewhat expecting them to be red on earnings just because of how the position that short sellers are in. If you just think about, there's actual institutional shorts in here, like hedge funds that have massive short positions who have ties to this company. Yes, they're probably gonna want to pull it down just a little bit. So the fact that we're down 10% honestly does not really surprise me. It is unfortunate. I mean, it's just been a crazy day today. We'll go over the chart in just a minute, but yeah, so what happened from the earnings call? So I thought it wasn't that bad. I didn't see anything that was too out of the ordinary. It got a little weird at the end, but we'll go over that as we go over their earnings press release. So before we get into the charts and all that, I kindly ask you guys, leave that early like on the video, subscribe for more content, and hit that bell down below. We had an amazing market close stream. Let's make it that great for market open each and every single morning. So hit that bell. We go live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. So you guys can see here we have Progenity. It's sitting now, it's down 11%, so it's still going down here. Wow, it's actually moving down as I speak. We had a bit of a wild day. We opened at around $3.50, slightly went down as soon as market opened, and then we shot up all the way to $3.84. Everyone was excited. Everyone was ecstatic. We slowly treaded down throughout the day with the overall market. Yes, Evergrande defaulted on their debt, so the entire market, cryptocurrency, everything was coming down today. Then obviously we had earnings, and there was a little bit of a rally right before earnings as well, but then we had earnings. There was an absolute sell-off. We were down about 20% at this point, or even more. People thought it was going to pull an SDC, but then it immediately recovers within the span of 5 minutes. Everyone's just going crazy on stream. Everyone's saying stop loss, people, RIP, and then we go all the way back up to 375. And then this was when the conference call starts, as soon as we hit a high of 375. And it was a pretty boring conference call. I mean, everyone was saying in the stream how boring the speaker was. Not an entertaining guy whatsoever. Everyone was like, Hootmoney should have been the guy speaking on the conference call. But the stock kind of went to sleep with that, and then someone asked a question at the end about the partnership. So we are going to go over this in a second, but I'll just spoil it. There was a partnership announcement with a big pharma company, which was probably the best news, and I believe that's why we got this rally here in the first place. That was probably the best news that we got, but someone else jumped in. So there was the speaker who was taking the questions. They asked the question about the partnership. Another speaker jumps in. I forget who exactly it was. I think it was the CEO. And they just would not budge on it. They were ready for that question. That specific person was ready to just jump in and unload on everyone what they had to say about the partnership. And they basically said that they couldn't say anything about the partnership. And ever since that comment right there, I mean, the stock went down a lot, and we got met with a nice little green candle here after it sold off a lot. I think it was a bit of an overreaction, but in my opinion, it just seemed like something that short sellers were looking for an excuse to bring us down. Obviously, they're going to do everything they can do. It's lower volume now after the earnings call has ended. And yeah, it looks like we're just consolidating here at like the minus 10% level. Not horrible. 317. This is a level that we've been at before. Most people have gotten in a lot lower than this. Obviously, some people got in over here. Some people in my stream got in at 271. I still think we are in a decent position to deal with these short sellers. We broke out of the trend. So I had a pennant trend. We broke out of that. So that is not good. That could mean for more bearish technicals going forward. But I wanted to show you guys the rectangle again. this is where majority of the short interest was accumulated. That's where we originally got 100% utilization. Now there has been a trade of hands. There's been people who covered, people who reshorted, but at the end of the day, still a lot of shorts remain in this area. We're a lot higher than that right now. It could possibly go down. It would start getting sketchy around like the $2.71 mark where we bounce off of. Kind of crazy how that perfectly lines up with where I drew that box. But yeah, I think we're still in a decent spot, but it will get sketchier the more and more this thing does come down. And the fact that we have broken out of 2 bullish patterns now, obviously I don't have the pennant flag up there again. That's another essential. That's a risk. That's a risk. But we still have options coming up. Again, we have all these options that are now in the money. Guys, we have 30,000 here, 40,000 here, 15,000 here, 11,000 here. That's a ton leading up to the 11/19 expiration date. So if someone sold some of those call options naked, that could potentially add some more buying pressure as they're going to have to deliver those shares eventually. So that is very good. And I actually got that wrong in my video yesterday. I had the put chart up, but we're going to do another one of these rectangle techniques. Boom. You can see this is the price action essentially where people could have shorted the stock and make money. Anything back here, not making money, especially because you're paying a high cost of borrow. So shorts are still in a pretty terrible position in my opinion. So I'm not too concerned about the short squeeze. I still think shorts are in a bad position. Obviously, they made money with this earnings call, but they are still hurting, and any upside move will be good. Another thing to take into consideration, a lot of people were holding calls through this earnings call. So once we go to market open tomorrow, that could be additional selling pressure as people decide to offload their calls. So I do expect a very large volume spike in pre-market or at market open tomorrow. And again, I'm going to be live for that, so that'll be a lot of fun to watch. I'm hoping that it doesn't sell off too much, but you never really know. But yeah, people are definitely going to be offloading their call options for a loss, most likely. People who decided to play that. It's just kind of crazy. I mean, everything looks like it's bullish and then we just sell off. The earnings weren't even that terrible in my opinion, and the fact that they announced a partnership with a big pharma player seemed pretty good in my eyes. But I guess Wall Street disagreed and they decided to move the stock price down. That's what they do best, especially when there's high short interest in the stock. If you guys wanted to check out this charting software, this is WeBull Desktop. I'll throw the promotion on the screen right now. They're giving away up to $2,300 in free stock just for signing up and depositing at least 1 penny on their platform. They have iOS and Android. They basically have everything that you need for a full financial analysis. They have obviously technical analysis. They have the order book. They have everything, every single sale that has ever happened on the stock. They have financial statements, level 2 data, pretty much everything you need to do a full financial analysis. So definitely check it out. Links below in the description or pinned comment section. And again, up to $2,300. So it's definitely worth at least taking a look at. Here we have the press release. Progenity provides corporate update and reports third quarter 2021 financial results. They were basically talking about their new patents and how they expect to have cost-cutting measures and all of this other stuff that could lead them to profitability in the future. So I thought that was good. There's also a nice quote here from the CEO that you can read if you guys want to. But what I really wanted to pay attention to is the fact that they said right here, entered into an additional partnership with a large pharmaceutical company to evaluate its therapeutic with Progenity's oral biotherapeutics delivery system currently under development. This marks the company's third collaboration with the OBDS, further demonstrating industry interest in the platform's potential for the oral delivery of large molecules. So there you go. There's an additional partnership with a large pharmaceutical company. I think this was the most bullish thing that came out of this earnings. Again, in my video yesterday, I said that the leak was potentially with Pfizer and AbbVie. So a lot of people are speculating that there is a Pfizer partnership. But like I said, back in when we're looking at the chart, they would not say any additional information about the partnership, and I kind of knew that was going to happen since they didn't say who it was with in this press release. So why would they say it in the earnings call? There's probably an NDA or some other thing preventing them from saying who the partnership is with. But I still think this is huge information. I don't think that the stock should have actually sold off because of it. It makes no sense. The CEO jumped in and said something that we essentially already know. I mean, if they're not saying who the partnership is with here, they're not going to say it in the earnings call. So I don't get why that caused a negative price reaction. I think the fact that there's an additional partnership with a large pharmaceutical company is very good news. So I don't know. That kind of doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. We have right here, there was a net loss per share of 46 cents. Now, Zacks came out and said they expected it to be a net loss of about 30 cents. The consensus estimate from NASDAQ was about 47 cents loss, and we got 46, so we beat that by a penny, but they were expecting us to beat it by more. They were expecting us to beat the consensus by more, so that could also be a possible reason for the 10% sell-off. And they also mentioned briefly in the earnings call that they do expect to continue to pay off debt, and this is likely going to be through additional dilution, but this was to be expected. No one actually thought that this stock was never going to be diluted again, so that was not something that came to a surprise. The biggest surprise of the call was obviously the partnership with a big pharmaceutical player, but I don't know why that's sending the stock down at all. I think what's actually probably sending it down is the 46 number right here. They were expecting it to be a bit better at around 30 cents, and we beat it by more in the previous quarter, so I think that's really what's sending this down. But the fact that we got the big partnership with a large pharmaceutical company, I think that'll carry us to the promised land, and that'll lead to more speculation and potentially more rallying. We also got the 10Q right here, the quarterly earnings report, and you can see they gave new cash flow statements, balance sheets, income statements. Here's the income statement. Here's the balance sheet. Everything looks pretty normal here. No figures out here looked too much, or no figures here were too concerning to me. We have the Ortex data. Obviously, everything's looking the same. The cost to borrow is coming back up, and the utilization did drop slightly, but everything else is pretty much the same. So I'm not gonna pay too much attention to this right now. This video is more about the earnings, and we also have the whale flow right here, which was also extremely bullish coming into earnings. So if these people decide to sell tomorrow, if they just wanted to play it for the night, that could actually create additional selling pressure, because there is in fact no options trading in after hours. So as soon as market opens, there potentially could be some call selling, which is also why you got to be on my live stream tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. because we're going to be looking at all of this. Anyways, that's all I really got for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. That is essentially a summary of what happened during this earnings call. It was a lot of fun being there with the stream. We hit 16,000 subscribers on stream, so that was a lot of fun. I'm so thankful for all of you guys. I wish that Progenity did a little bit better. I wish we did go positive with this earnings. We were positive for just a moment, just a wee moment, but it does seem like the FUD spreaders got the best of us this time. Maybe people hit their stop losses. Maybe people got shaken out by that huge volatility from earnings. It's hard to say why exactly we are down, but I do believe it is likely because we posted that 46-cent loss rather than what was expected to beat by, which was like a 30-cent loss. So I do think that's probably why it is going down. I don't think it should be going down because of the partnerships, even though it basically went down after that question was asked. The fact that they can't say it, I don't think that's a huge deal, given that there might be a non-disclosure agreement. But the CEO or whoever answered that question was very aggressive about it. You can go back on stream and listen. It was kind of weird. But that was probably why it did end up selling off. But we'll see. We'll see where this one goes. Obviously, shorts are still hurting a lot. I'm going to keep holding this play. I have no reason to sell it. I'm not going to let a little 10% drop discourage me from chasing a squeeze that is going to be 100, 200, or even like 300% gains. I really do think that a short squeeze in Progenity would be very, very good. But obviously, I can't ignore the fact that it has broke two bullish trends on the technical level, and there's a lot more FUD now too. And a lot of people have been selling their call options, and I do expect more selling as well tomorrow. So those are the clear risks involved as well. But shorts are still hurting. So as long as we can maintain maintain over $3 a share or higher. I really am going to continue to be very, very bullish on this stock, and we'll see how things change tomorrow. Obviously, we got the earnings, and we have that 11/19 expiration coming up. Tons of call options expiring in the money. It's gonna be a wild ride the next 9 days. Expect me to be streaming that as well on option expiration day. Maybe I'll just stream all day on options expiration day. Should I do that? Leave a comment down below. Anyways, guys, like the video if you guys haven't already. Subscribe for more content, and yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Remember to check out WeBull if you guys haven't already. Up to $2,300 in free stock. Hit that link below in the description or the pinned comment section. That's about it. I'm going to be seeing you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Peace.